Host Keenan coming to you once again. In today's episode, I want to talk to you guys about effective questions to ask when closing a sale. What exactly do you need to say when you're trying to close a sale with the client? So on today's episode, I want to give you guys some examples and some scenarios, and also why you should ask these questions when closing a sale. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out the description to follow me on Instagram, and also to check out my website, copy4hobby.com. Let's get right ahead into it. Alright, so when closing a sale and interacting with a potential client or someone who is interested in buying your product or service, when you're trying to close a sale, you need to know what questions to ask, and you need to know when to ask those questions. Now, I want to give you guys a few little tips here that you can implement into your strategy. Okay? So, for example, when you're first trying to close the sale, you want to start off by asking questions that pertain to the buyer's situation. You want to kind of gain some little background information on their situation. So you want to ask questions related to facts and background. Okay? So for example, you can ask a question like, okay, so how long have you been experiencing this issue? Or how long have you been using your current equipment that you may be having issues with, or your current software that you may be having issues with? Questions like that. Could you tell me about your company, your best practices? What's your goal? What are some of your objectives? Could you tell me about a little bit about your plan to reach those goals and those objectives? These questions are important for kind of breaking the ice with the client and getting some understanding, gather some understanding. So when you ask these questions, you want to listen to the client carefully, but not just listen to what they're saying, listen to also what they're not saying. Not only that, you want to kind of gauge their vocal tones, gauge their expressions if you're in person. Pick up on size, pick up on, do they sound more stressed when they speak about a certain issue that they're having with their product. So you want to be able to listen effectively to the client. Listen to their goals, their objectives, and gain some background information on their experience. The second type of question that you may want to ask are questions that kind of give you information and intel on the client's problems, their difficulties, and if they're dissatisfied. Chances are, if they're talking to you, they may be a little dissatisfied about their current situation. So So explore more about that. Explore how they're feeling about the situation. For example, you can ask a question: are you concerned or are you worried about the quality that you're getting from the software that you currently have? What are some of the biggest concerns that you have regarding this software? Is it making tasks difficult to perform? Again, listen to what they're saying, listen to what they're not saying. Look at their body language, listen at their vocal inflections. If there's any hesitation when answering a question, pick up on that. What's the hesitation? So ask more questions to get down to the root, to dive deeper into how the client is feeling emotionally about the problem. Chances are, if there are difficulties and dissatisfaction, there are deeper emotions as well. Or there's one core emotion that's at the center that they may know that it's there, they feel it, but they may not want to express it. Okay? So if you can ask questions to kind of find what that core emotion is that's causing them to feel dissatisfied and troubled and to feel like they're having difficulties, explore that. Next, you want to ask questions that explores customers' issues, that it explores the effects and the consequences of those issues. So you want to ask questions, okay, for example, you're feeling dissatisfied, you're feeling fearful that if you don't switch your software within the next month, your revenue, your lead generation rates, your conversion rates will decrease because you're not able to carry out the necessary tasks that the system allows you to be able to carry out successfully. So you want to explore the customer's problems and the effects that the problems are having on their business and also their personal life. Because the personal life is connected to the business. So if I'm not able to meet my goals, you understand what I'm saying? If I'm not able to outperform, then that's going to cause me to have some feelings emotionally that may concern me. So if you're not able to carry out your task, how would that affect your home life? How would that affect your home life? Because, like I said, you want to ask questions that explores the effects that the problem is having. How is this issue that your software constantly malfunctioning when your employees are trying to assist clientele? If you don't switch that up and change up the quality of your system, which influences the quality of your service, what negative impact could this be having on your personal life? So those are some of the questions that you want to ask. You always want to explore in greater detail the effects that the problem is having. But you also want to present how your solution can alleviate the effects or transform the effects into favorable outcomes. So keep that in mind when asking questions and when closing the sale. And the reason I'm talking a little bit slower is so you guys can kind of get what I'm saying, so that you can comprehend and understand exactly what I'm saying. Because if you don't ask questions like, what effect does low conversion rates have on monthly and quarterly goals? What effect does that have on revenue and profit? How will this problem affect your future? How will it affect profitability? Ask those type of questions to explore in greater detail where the customer sees themselves going or being after purchasing it. Use that question to kind of help them visualize a better situation for themselves, a better outcome. Not only a better outcome, but maybe even helping them to exceed their outcomes. So you always want to gather that information because it's extremely valuable. All right. So next, you want to ask questions that, let me see. Let me see how I can say this. You want to ask questions that kind of gets the customer to close the deal themselves. You want to use this, you want to ask questions that helps point out the relevant benefits of your product to that particular client. What are the benefits that they see in your service or your product? Because you could be presenting to them the benefits of your product and your service that other people may get who utilize your product and service. But this particular person may only want just one or two or three of the benefits that the product or service offers. Those three benefits may be more relevant and important to them than the other three benefits that were important to the last client. If that makes any sense. So when you ask a question if we can improve the quality of your software and the performance rates of your software, how would that help your business to grow? How would it help you personally? Not only do you want to ask questions that allow you to see the benefit, or that allows the person to see the benefit of your product and your service on a tangible level. You want them to see the benefit of your product and your service on an emotional level. Don't care what nobody say. No matter what people buying, they really want the emotional benefit. Even when it comes to business, I don't give a care if you're selling hammers. There is an emotional benefit that someone is looking for out of utilizing that hammer. There is an emotional payoff that they're looking for. When you learn how to structure and ask questions that allow you to tap into and dive deeper into figuring out and getting the client to tell you indirectly what that emotional benefit is, then you're going to be unstoppable. All right. Those are little tips that I have for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on social media. Thank you for tuning in. Deuces.